Good afternoon, good evening, good zinta, good y'all, whatever it may be where you are. I'm not sports cards. I hope you're doing well. Remember to like and subscribe. Every new subscriber gets a new video. Maybe the reason I'm doing this one, maybe the next one. Also remember to comment. Lots of times people think I have all sorts of opinions, and I'd like to hear yours. Today I want to talk about a big sale in the Star Wars market, big sale in the non-sports card market, and also it coincides with one of my favorite hidden gem Star Wars sets. So it's a good crossover. What are we talking about here today? We're talking about the 2018 Star Wars Archives Signature Series. Uh, it goes by many names. There are buybacks, whatever you want to call it. Featured on the screen right now is an extremely rare card. This is a Chopper from Rebels. Now, you may or may not be a Chopper fan or a Rebels fan, but the signature on this is Dave Filoni. And for those of you who don't know, Dave Filoni is kind of in charge of Star Wars at Disney. Has been touted as the heir apparent to George Lucas. However you want to look at it. That's who Dave Filoni is. And he started off as an animator. He created the Clone Wars. He was co-creator on Rebels and pretty much co-creator, I think, on Mandalorian as well. The creator of the Ahsoka stuff. So a huge name. Does not sign. There are some signatures you can find. He did a few animator sketches throughout the years. Very few, probably maybe a dozen in total. But he signed Chopper cards in this set. And this is, I think, if not the rarest, one of the rarest. So this is an out of 7 Chopper card. It sold for, the listing was, I think, I want to say it was listed for $49.99, $5,000. It sold for $2,400, obviously, plus tax and tip. It's funny because I have one friend who was negotiating on this, and the biggest Rebels collector that I know, and he lost. And he showed me after it sold, he showed me the his communications with the seller, and it basically said he wanted to be $2,500 all in, meaning tax and tip, taxes and shipping. He wanted to be at $2,500. This actually sold for $2,400. So my buddy lost it for about $100. And this card, it's a little bit of Bigfoot. Not so long ago, as far as I know, there are a couple of Filoni. This is out of 7. And this is from the only Rebel set that they ever really made that was pack pulled. They did buybacks. Topps bought this back. He signed it. But not only is this a buyback and it's rare, this is a foil Chopper card, which are the rainbow foils are you get 3 per box on a blaster. So I think basically every other pack. So getting a Chopper foil is extremely hard to begin with. So a Chopper foil, serial numbered by Dave Filoni, is kind of like a Bigfoot Holy Grail card. And when my friend lost it, I was like, I think it was priced right. Like, I think $2,400 is it's fair market value. I don't think it was a deal. I don't think you missed out on a deal. You just missed out on, would this card ever show up again? Turns out, I know the person who bought it. There's a different friend of mine, a huge Filoni fan, who turned out he bought it. So it was 2 friends of mine that were going back and forth, and they bought it. So that's a super cool card. I think I have a few windows open here let me see here. I'm going to sort this by highest, because there's another Filoni. So what had happened is a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, on the Star Wars Facebook group, which I'm not, I'm a member, but I don't really spend a lot of time there. One of these cards was for sale, which is a different Filoni. Again, I'd never seen a Filoni auto for sale. And one of these, which is out of 23, was for sale. And it went in a private sale, $1,500. Now, obviously, there are more of these because there are 23, but this card itself is not, this is a Star Wars trader card. It's not really, it's a cool card, but it's not the ultimate Chopper card to me, which is that other card that we showed off. Um, this card here, and in the rainbow foil. Like, in all honesty, it's hard to find these base, but a rainbow foil, like, there might be one for sale for like $1,000. Like, I'm talking about not signed. So, pretty amazing thing. So this had sold. I know the guy who ended up buying the red one was disappointed he didn't get this. He offered, I think, 13 and went for 15.50. And you can go back. There's a few months ago we did a conversation where we're talking about this set. So it's not all about the Filoni stuff. So if you're a Star Wars collector, or if you want to be a Star Wars collector, this guy stopped doing this. But there's a site, nslists.com, and let me see here. I don't want that. I want this audio here. Hopefully the audio on here is okay. I'm using a different system, but I hope so. So this site is weird because, like, I think the guy kind of gave up on it. And I'm telling you, this looks like a website that was made in 1995. Sure. But the amount of information on here is kind of astounding. Because they did it as it happened, they kind of made checklists for all the sets. And this set is really hard to do because we don't know, unless the cards have been graded or for sale, we don't know what they exist. Like, here's a Ben Mendelsohn Krennic cards. There's an out of one, and there are tons of different numbered ones, but we don't know what cards they used. When we were talking about that Dave Filoni card, we were like, "Is there a red Chopper one?" And the answer was, we don't know. Like, in this list, I don't see Ashley Eckstein. I mean, he says right here, it's like, this is not a complete list. He's like, there are other cards. I have seen Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka Tano's from this list, and we're like, is there an Ahsoka Tano serial numbered rookie auto? Like, it's a buyback, but taking the rookie card and doing it. So there's amazing number of on-card autos, like a lot. So that's obviously something that maybe I haven't mentioned at this point, but is extremely important, is these are all on card. And a lot of the people who autograph in the set have other autos in the rookie sets. I'll show an example. They're not on card. They're all sticker. I mean, there's some, again, it's just like a mystery. It's like, it's a treasure chest. Here's a Harrison Ford. I don't know what card that is. It says Classic Saga. We have no idea what card he signed. There are amazing signatures in here. I don't know if Hamill's in here. Mads Mikkelsen is in here. I'm a Rogue One collector. There's some dual autos, and they're all, again, these dual autos are all on card. A lot of cool Rebels and Rogue One. Around the tiers, Rebels, Rogue One, Force Awakens, if you like any of those characters. But then you can mix in some of the old ones. But again, to me, the unknown aspect of this is what makes it so fun. So I collect Rogue One, and I was just firing up some screens to show some cards off for this video. And this is like, you can search it on eBay under archives or signature series. As you can see here, it says signature series, Topps archive signature series. So they both appear. And I'm like, here's a 101 Jyn Erso. This is another thing. Is like, there are multiple 101s. Like, not of like meaning multiple 101s. There's a different, I believe. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just pretty sure I saw a different 101 Jyn. But this is the 101 Jyn Felicity Jones on-card auto from the set. Awesome. I mean, I'm bidding on it. I doubt I'll win it, but like, it's a blue card. Blue is the rarest parallel that is not serial numbered. Like, they didn't take, for Rogue One, they didn't take cards that were already serial numbered and re-serial numbered. In Rogue One, gray is out of 100, gold is out of 50, and 101s are orange. So this is the rarest non-numbered parallel. And then they made it a 101, and she signed it on card. Hey, it's even a color match, the blue to blue. And I'm like, man, I'm kind of in on this. I don't know what it'll sell for. Probably 3 times what I'll bid. But it's an awesome set to just look at it. And I guess there were other cards that were included in this. Like, I guess there are Galaxy cards. I'm not going to go down that road. Here's some recent sales from the set. Here's a Jabba the Hutt. I'm a Rogue One guy. There's a lot of General Draven. There's these are what you call it. I believe these are Last Jedi cards. And then you have like a Forrest Whitaker here just sold. I think it sold for 100 like after the it was best offer. But that's an on card. That's his rookie. So Forrest Whitaker is a great example of like I'm not a big auto collector. I'm a big Rogue One collector, but I don't really collect many of the Rogue One autos because they're not on card. They're all sticker, except for Jyn Erso, because they did a redemption. Like Forrest Whitaker's are all sticker. Now this, and it's also this. So this is his rookie card auto, and then let me see. Open the link in a new tab, but they also serial number them. So like it's not just a rookie auto; these are out of 92. So there are a few of them, but again, so you get a Forrest Whitaker rookie auto buyback, and it was $100. Why didn't I buy it? I don't know. The answer to that is every time I see one of these, I know why I didn't, because a blue one out of like 14 or something just sold for 100 and a quarter, and I'm like, well, if I was going to pay 100 and a quarter for that, how do I pay 100 for this? And it's all stupid because these are just great cards. But I'll just scroll through a few more of them. Here's, I don't know why I didn't buy Bodhi Rook. I have one. I have a few of these. Over time, I've picked up. Uh-oh. Hopefully we're back. The plug came out of the microphone. I'm glad I noticed. I felt something fall out, and I'm glad I noticed and didn't just keep talking and not recording it. Over time I've bought a few of these. Like I have a Mon Mothma, I have a Bodhi Rook. I don't know whoever else I have because I like the, I collect what I collect, which is I like the baseball card style rookie card, name of character, whatnot. They mixed in a Shohei Ohtani. There are tons of different R2-D2s in here. There's some weird ones. Here's a different Mon Mothma. It's a Rogue One card, but it's from a different set. John Boyega has a ton in here. It's sorted by highest in the sales. It's just, to me, it's a cool set because it takes kind of these original cards. I like something that has gone. I like the idea of a buyback where it has gone through, the process twice. It was originally in a pack, it was pulled, and Topps bought it back, and then they imprinted it, and then it had to be distributed again. So you also don't usually get incredibly amazing cards worth creating, and they do come. You can tell the Filoni is not in the original Topps archive thing, just but they did come in these mags to begin with. So this Jyn here. I don't know if I know the person who bought this or not. I might. But this Jyn is out of 11. This is not her rookie card. It's kind of her second best card, Jyn. Rebel Hero, Jyn Erso. Love the card. I have actually the gold and the gray out of 50 out of 100 of the original one. I just want to make sure it wasn't. But that, you see a 101. Here's a different Jyn Erso. After the fight, here's a... this is not all about Rogue One. It's why I know about it, but Rebels, Rogue One, the rare stuff I just think doesn't sell. Here is, like I mentioned, there is Ashley Eckstein. There's Ray Park, Darth Maul, Galactic Files. You just don't find these cards that often. Here's a different Ashley Eckstein out of 15. I do know who bought that. I think my buddy JB bought that. But that's a 2008 Ahsoka Tano Clone Wars card. It's if there's a number 3, it's one of the more valuable Star Wars cards out there is the number 3 Ahsoka Tano out of 205, the foil rookie. But if you had a foil rookie, you won't have a foil rookie because they won't. It's already serial numbered. What you could get is a rookie that is serial numbered, the number 3 autographed, be worth a lot of money. Here's a different Forrest Whitaker out of 16. I want one of these. I'm going to get one eventually. Boba Fett's, Jeremy Bullock. I don't know if they have team more. Cool D. Bradley Baker cards. A Captain Rex.
I think this is pretty bad batch. I mean, you have. Let me flip over here. We'll flip back to where's Jeff's checklist. Jeff, if you're out there, Jeff Alexander, kudos to you, buddy. That's what I will say. Kudos to you. This. I always threaten to do a video where I explain good ways to research cards, and I have to admit that Jeff's checklist, if it's probably given me more information. Like Trading Card Database has the most extensive kind of base information, but like if they don't have it, this is the place to find it for like a lot of Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, that type of stuff. But he stopped at some point. Like this says copyright 2018. Warwick Davis is on here as Wicket. Kit Fisto, Yoda, but it's Tom Kane Yoda. Riz Ahmed. Yeah, it's where, like I said, he doesn't have Ashley Eckstein here, and we've just seen a couple Ashley Ecksteins. I did have somebody talk me through how these would be the easiest things to attempt to forge, and the argument is reasonable. That like, hey, you don't have to fake the card. You can buy the card. If you have to fake the imprint and the signature, I'm like, that's still a lot to fake. Not that to me it only matters if these cards became like worth 20 times what they're worth now. But yeah, it's a really cool set. I always keep an eye on it. Andy Serkis as Snoke, Alan Tudyk as K2. Yeah, certainly for this era of cards, you have Adam Driver. I believe don't you have Hayden Christensen? Yeah, you have Hayden Christensen if you're that. Hayden Christensen. I don't know what cards I do. I do know what cards they use. We'll go over here and look because here is a Hayden Christensen. Right here, I think they're using Journey to the Force Awakens. I believe that's Journey to the Force Awakens. I'm not 100% sure, but Journey to Star Wars: The Last Jedi. This is Journey to the Last. Cool card, 101. Hayden Christensen at Black Jade Wolf. She has good taste. Yeah, cool card. I'm not paying $4,000 for that, but that's just me. But here's a Daisy Ridley. Here's some other Daisy Ridley stuff. Here's a different Hayden Christensen. Here's Peter Mayhew, the original Chewbacca. Here's a 5 of 5 Snoke Andy Serkis auto. That's pretty freaking cool. Like I'm not. People have asked me like I love Kino Loy, but they're like, why don't you have an Andy Serkis? Why don't you get a Gollum auto? I'm like, man, I want him as the character that I like, and like they don't really. I don't think he has any on card. He might have had Masterwork. No, I don't think so. I don't think those people appeared. But there are some affordable ones here, and it's worth keeping an eye out on. It depends on what you like. If you like autos, or like me, you're like I kind of like autos, but I don't like the prices. I don't like the stickers. It's like you can find some and you want to go a little deeper dish where you're like, oh, a Plo Koon auto. Like when am I finding a Plo Koon auto? And especially if you like this time, Neeper's Panpick is like kind of like a joke character that I collect from time to time, but I'm not paying up for a Neeper's Panpick. Like I'm not paying $50 for Neepers when I haven't picked up a Forrest Whitaker yet. But yeah, it's really cool. I think this is so. Like I said, there are two terms. This was searching, I think, signature series or something along those lines. This was buyback, and this is Topps Archive. There's a Daisy Ridley 101. Good for you on that. Here's a Hayden Christensen out of 2. Some of these we've seen already. Here's Palpatine. Yeah, Ian McDermott is Palpatine. Some of these appear. Here's a Boyega 101. I think that there are boxes of these that show up from time to time. If I remember correctly, they run around $300 or $400. Not cheap. And there are plenty of low-end things you get. That's a cool Jeremy Bullock. IG-88 and Boba Fett. I just sold this card in PSA 9. So like the boxes are expensive. Here's the blue Saw Gerrera that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I definitely. So the boxes are like $400. So it's not really something that I think you're gonna want, and you get one card. So it's a one card box. It's close to like kind of the modern signature series, but it's an on card serial numbered buyback. Like this is a cool Ben Mendelsohn, 1 out of 8. I just don't like this card. Ben Mendelsohn is Krennic. There are better Krennic cards, but this is him with Galen Erso, 1 out of 8. Cool card. Just like, you know, I'm shopping right now as much as I'm looking because I haven't spent as much time. Like we started this by talking about Rebels. There's on card Rebels cards, like there's an Ezra Bridger. You can get those. They become extremely affordable. There's a Bodhi Rook on a blue card. Just some cool stuff. A lot of Jeremy Bullock in here. I like this one. There are some. Is this a dual? I can't tell. So there are some dual autos here. So this is a dual auto of Vanessa Marshall and Tia Sakar. So this is Hera and Sabine dual auto, $180, man, on card. Like, and it's a Rebels card. And what's it serial numbered out of? It's interesting. I don't see the serial number. Oh, it's out of 14, but I don't see the. Oh, it's right here. It's hard to see, where it's right there. So it's out of 14. Just cool card after cool card after cool card. And I'm not like, every time I go through these, I'm like, these are neat. I want to buy more of them. And it's funny because I had the idea to do this video before that, that Grail Filoni showed up and sold for $2,400, which is a big sale for a card. I was watching some video where they were saying top 25 down sports cards sold in the month of December. And I'm like, what are these cards? And like, I didn't realize it's like, oh, before the year 2000. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's just a different ballpark. But like for cards between the year 2000 and 2020, which takes away like ultra modern, this is one of the bigger sales that I've seen recently. Here's a Krennic. Like, I love this. Like, it's another. So Krennic did not. So Ben Mendelsohn did not sign. I'm like, I should watch this. Maybe I can get a better deal. I turned down the seller's offer of $135. They don't have a counter offer. But like Krennic doesn't have an auto in the original set, so this is Krennic's rookie auto out of 38 on card. Just man, well, yeah. I'm gonna buy the Forrest Whitaker and the Krennic at some point. Maybe I'll throw that on my list for this year. I just pulled this card, Gathering Evils, out to do a show and tell on BB-8. I just like this hits a cross section for me where I'm like, there are certain cards that like there are like I don't like the autos for, or there are like Rebels. There are no serial numbered cards from the original Rebels set, so it's like, okay, this makes some serial numbered Rebels cards. Like this is a Rebel card, but not from the original Rebel set. Yeah, you just also have to be careful because sometimes you'll see a picture of Poe and it's like, no, this is a BB-8 auto. When there's multiple characters in there, make sure. I know nothing about these Galaxy, but apparently these are Galaxy buybacks, so it's like similar thing, but there's no auto on here. Yeah. Let's see, Riz Ahmed, multiple, and Riz Ahmed I think was in a redemption for some reason. I've heard all sorts of weird things like. These didn't even, like the Filonis weren't in these boxes. They ended up in 2018 Galaxy. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. Like, I'm not denying it. I'm just like, it's amazing that this was 7 years ago and it's just chaos. Like I mentioned, it's like, somebody was saying, oh, you might be able to forge these cards. And he's like, there's no checklist. I'm like, well, we don't have a full checklist. Doesn't mean Topps and PSA do not have a checklist. Like, I would assume Topps somewhere has a checklist. But, and you would hope that they somehow share it with PSA. A lot of Riz Ahmed. stuff in here, but here's a. That's a mission briefing. I thought this was a Return of the Jedi Mon Mothma auto, but still cool. Still cool. I have the Mon Mothma from this is mission briefing. I have the original Rogue One Mon Mothma. So yeah, like I said, I'm doing a little shopping here as well as going through it. But that's the fun of this, right? Like I don't know if you knew this set existed or you didn't, but it's certainly cool, and you'll see autos that you don't see anywhere else. I think what I want to pull up here is let me pull up. I just want to pull up the PSA pop report, and then I'll just call it a day. So you can look at some of the things that are graded. You've got it. Hayden Christensen. So it doesn't give you a lot of information about what it is. Like here with the Felicity Jones Rogue One 101. Is that the one we saw here? Okay, so we know I don't say we know for a fact, but we're pretty freaking sure there are multiple 101s. Because here is a Rogue One Felicity Jones 101 that has been graded, and this one is not graded. So, I mean, process of elimination, in theory, I've seen PSA make stupid mistakes before, so it's not 100%, but it would raise it. Jason Isaacs? I don't even know who Jason Isaacs is. Who's Jason Isaacs? What character does he play? Search Google. What character? Oh, I know who that actor is. That's interesting that I know who the actor is. Who did he play? God, who did he play? Oh, he's the Inquisitor. That's who I thought it was. Okay, cool card. Here's an Ashley Eckstein Clone Wars PSA 10. We don't know what it is. Tom Kane Clone Wars. Man, there could be some cool cards floating out here. You know, Peter Mayhew, Ray Park, Riz Ahmed, Jeremy Bullock. Like for me, Diego Luna, I collect Cassian Andor. If he were in this would be the card I would want. You know, I would definitely be after these buybacks. I would love for Topps to do this again. You know, very much. Like, I think if they put this in Masterworks or made another archive, like if they brought back Signature Series and they did this, I think it'd be a home run, right? Like especially if they went out and got there are tons of those aftermarket Hamels autos, but if they went and bought some Luke rookies and Solo rookies, and then serial numbered them and signed them, Jesus Christ, the amount of money those things would go for is out of control. I don't even know how they're doing. This is an intro. I just realized something here. So they do tell you what the card number is. So in theory, you can go back and look at the set. So I want to go back and look at something here. So there is a Felicity Jones Rogue One. That's her so these are her character cards. So there is because it's the number 1 card in the set. So there is a Felicity Jones. First of all, Felicity Jones is different because she had there's a 1/1 auto of her from the actual original set because it was redemption. Who knows if it was ever redeemed? But there is a 1/1 character card, Felicity Jones, Rogue One auto on card from the set. That's just awesome. I forgot that they were using the card number. You can see there are 2 cards numbered 7 here because they're buybacks. It's a good way to kind of track them down. Like, I don't think this is clone. I don't know. There are a couple Ashley Eckstein. I would have to go. It's not the number 3, and these are not. I don't think these are actually from the Clone Wars set because these would be other character cards, 10 and 11. They're probably from other sets. It's just like I said. It's like if you like Discovery, you like interesting stuff. It's like we kind of don't know what this shit is on some level, and there's no clear checklist out there. It's just like we have to kind of wait for it to come on the market, and see what it is. You can see some of these like C16s. These are inserts. Then you have NAs where it just doesn't say what it is. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So that's my thought process. You know, tell me what you think. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if this is something you would want to collect. Like I said, I've over the years I've bought a few of these because I just think they're neat, and I bought them for, you know, $20-$30. Some of the, you know, the lower end Rogue One characters. I think they're cool. And I think it's, you know, I know the person who bought the Filoni is very happy, and I told him I know most of his collection. I'm like, this is the best card you own. And he owns an Ahsoka foil PSA 9. I'm like, no, this is better. That's my opinion. It's like, I think, you know, Filoni doesn't sign. Filoni was Chopper, and to get a foil Chopper out, because like another thing about like the Rebels ones is that they'll do the buybacks, but like some of them are foil and some of them are base. So like those 7 Filonis, all 7 of them could be foil, or just one of them could be foil. It's and that is a huge variation difference in there, because one of them is about 20 times more rare than the other. So, you know, we don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think about this set. I definitely think it's worth taking a look at if you never have before. I'm not Sports Cards. Like, subscribe, comment.